Today we are celebrating the birth of John the Baptist. But who was he and what did he do? I will dive down into the Gospels to get to know him a little bit better. So welcome to Lia's Bible Studies. In the description below, I have written down all the entries that I used from the New Testament, if you want to go back and look at the texts. Thanks to sources other than the Bible, we can somewhat be sure that John existed. But it is only in the Gospel of Luke's first chapter that we are given the background story and, in a way, gives him more depth as the man he was supposed to be. Within both theology and psychology, there are something called archetypes, and that is a recognizable event in a story. And as in the Bible, the archetypes are, for example, a prediction of a special child born from a mother that stands out, have a divine message, becomes some sort of a leader, and ends up in a spectacular way. Moses was one of the first I've talked about, and the most famous one, of course, is Jesus, but John is close enough. So John's parents were Zachary and Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth is important because of her heritage. She belonged to the family line of Aaron, Moses' brother. They don't have any children, and it seems that they have accepted the fact a long time ago, until the angel Gabriel comes and visits Zachary in the temple, bearing the news that Elizabeth will have a child and they will name him John. And John also should be a Nazir, just like Simpson. Grow out the hair, never drink alcohol, and simply become what would be describes the lives to the Lord, like predecessor of monks. As an adult, he would live a simple and almost nomadic lifestyle. Clothing he had was made of camel wool, and his diet was cricket and honeydew, and spent most of his time in the desert around the river Jordan. He got a mission from God to baptize everyone that wanted to have God's forgiveness. In the Gospels of Matt, Luke, and Mark, he is baptizing in water, while Jesus will do the same, but with fire and Holy Spirit. While the Gospel of John, he is chosen to witness about the light, even though he wasn't the light himself. He even degenerates himself as much as he doesn't seem to be. He sees himself be worthy enough to take off Jesus' shoes. And as an answer, Jesus pulls an Aragorn and be like, you bow to no one. And Jesus and John creates a bond between themselves beyond any relatives and relationships. And they both share disciples and a vision of creating a better world. And the legacy will be the baptism. Some people even wanted to call John for Messiah, but he talks them down with the phrase that will be the one that will come after me. It's a sentence so important that is copied word by word between the Gospels. Jesus even gets defensive about John when he gets criticized about his lifestyle and compares him to wisdom, or being a children of wisdom. Well, to be wise was the equivalent of being skilled in a handcrafting trade, like a carpenter, weaver, or potter. But it was also someone that had self-control, was talkative, could handle himself, and overall knew things. The wisest one was God, and it was the man's highest achievements to be able to know him more and to be and live like him. John's death is not mentioned in the Gospel of John, but in the other Gospels, so we will take a new dive into the text. John will become a threat to Rome, and simply because he gathers crowds and performs miracles, according to Rome, not John himself. So in itself, John had power and become popular enough that Herod, that ruled over the land at this time, got hesitant of killing him off. So he did the second best thing, prison. But why prison? That's because that John criticized Herod of marrying Herod's sister-in-law. And she wanted John's head as a wedding gift. And Herod offering the beheading. And comparing the three texts with each other, you get the feeling that Herod confuses Jesus with John. Even after he kills John, there are still some other guys performing miracles, and it was even said that John got back from the dead. After John's death, his disciples started to follow Jesus instead. John and his deeds are mentioned by Josephus. John and his deeds are mentioned by Josephus, a Jewish historian that were very keen on getting the details right in his texts and basically worked for the Roman Empire. The legend says that John was born 6 months before Jesus, which leads us to the date of June 24th. And that is a holy day within both the book religions, that means Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and within the Mandanism, where he is regarded to be its founder. So, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Feel free to browse around. Here are some playlists for both the believer and for the seeker. Once again, if you want to come in contact with me, there are links in the description. And once again, I will thank you for watching, and remember, if you can't be anything, at least be kind. I hope I see you again in the next episode. Bye.